Hey guys, welcome to Game Informed Family. This is Game Informed Mom, and today we are continuing on our quest in Final Fantasy XIV. So the goal is main story quest, with a secondary goal of all of these little plus symbols. These are all unlockable things. Right now we are at the Blacksmith Guild. We're gonna go ahead and pick those up. We're not gonna work on them yet. We're not going to work on any crafting or any secondary jobs or classes. But while we're standing right next to it, we're going to go ahead and grab it. So, first we will talk to, I don't know, one of them is blacksmith, one of them is armorer, maybe? I don't know. Sound o' hammerin' bring you in from the street, did it last? It's well that you find the din invitin' for the Armorers Guild is not the place for quiet reverie. If the clangin' of metal strikin' metal is music to your ears, mayhap you've the spirit of a shipwright. Are you of a mind to join our guild? Take it from me, lass, there's no greater joy than working a shapeless lump of iron into a shining breastplate with your own hands. What say you then? Yes, I will join the Armorers Guild, thank you. Well said, lass. Now, we should cover a bit of guild history afore forging ahead with the formalities. The armorer's craft is an offshoot of blacksmithing. Time was when armorers and smithies were one and the same. But as the years trickled by, the techniques for working sheet metal into armor plates, and the smithies who showed uncommon skill and passion for this trade earned themselves the title of armorer. Now, as you can probably imagine, the skills necessary for making armor are also needed for shipbuilding. But building ships is a bit harder than knocking out simple helms, which led those armorers who were good enough to work on boats to claim the title of shipwright. Of course, it was one thing calling armorers blacksmiths and shipwrights armorers, but it was quite another calling shipwrights blacksmiths, 'cause building a ship and making a hatchet couldn't be more different. It seemed as though a line needed drawing, and seeing as how Limsa Lominsa was built on the strength of her navy, you can imagine why the armorers chose to cut their ties with the smithies and established a guild of their own. As for the smithies, well, the whole notion of an independent armorers guild never did sit well with them, and there's been a fair old rivalry between our two factions ever since. Always trying to outdo each other we are. Which is why we're ever on the lookout for new talent to help us keep the smithies in their place. All you need to do is impress the forge master and we can start on your training. Be warned, Forge Master Hananza's tongue could strip the scales off a fishback at 40 paces. Saying that, you won't find a fairer mistress this side of the Strait o' Myrlthor. Let me know when you've mustered the courage to speak with her, and I'll see to the rest. You made your mind is made up. You ready to throw your lot in with us armorers? Except then it's time you made yourself known to the Forge Master. There's no empty title, by the way. Hananza's a renowned shipwright and one of the finest crafters in Limsa Lominsa. Head outside and you'll find her blistering the skins of our newest initiates. Which works out, because I need to talk to her anyway. Unless you're blind and deaf, I presume you've wandered into our forge of your own accord. Drawn by the siren song of our smithy's hammers, no doubt. In these here hallowed halls, Limsa's finest pound metal into all manner of tools and weapons. And when I say I mean the whole bloody realms. Make no mistake, you need no ye need more than a big arm to join our ranks. But if you've got iron in your veins and a builder's blessing, speak up. Yes. Heh. Well, you're not short on confidence. But do you truly know what you're getting yourself into here, lass? Ours is a trade born of blood and brine. For as long as pirates have sailed the Rotano, smithies have forged their weapons and fitted out their ships from keel to cannon. Course, till sea swallows all ain't just an idle saying. Brine'll eat through everything the stoutest iron given... even the stoutest iron given time. And our forebears long struggled to forge more rust-resistant alloys. Lucky for us, the smithies of old were a determined bunch. And clever, too. So, when they learned that the kobolds knew something of advanced metallurgy, the smithies set out to make it their own. Thanks to the kobolds' wisdom, which they generously gifted us with only the merest hint of pirately prompting, Lominson smithing came on leaps and bounds. 'Twasn't long before the Gridanians and Uldans started eyeing our knowledge like we did the kobolds. Kobolds? And so, some 150-odd years ago, two particularly forward-thinking men named Theor Naldik and Bryce Vimeli had the bright idea of establishing a respectable business. Being fair-minded fellows, they'd sell their wares to anyone who had the coin, pirates and foreigners included. And when folks weren't inclined to pay, they made sure to remind them that we hadn't completely forsaken our pirate ways. Times have changed, though, and we're a wee bit more willing to share our wisdom these days. Company's been running the blacksmiths and the armorers guilds for years, welcoming any soul with the necessary talent and will to work. As to whether you've got enough of either, well, that's for the Forge Master to decide. Speak to me when you're ready to present yourself to him. So what'll it be? Reckon you've got what it takes to train with the best blacksmiths in the realm? Yes. Ha! That's the spirit. If you'd taken any longer to decide, I'd have told you to bugger off no matter what you said. Can't have half-assed adventurers wasting Forge Master Berthael's precious time. See, sorry about that. He's got a lot of irons in the fire. That's why me and the other lads make a point of keeping idlers, imbeciles, and otherwise unqualified from getting in his way. Any road. It's time you went and paid your respects to the man. He's the one over yonder making a face like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Alright, so we'll grab these real quick. Just get ourselves into these guilds, and then we will continue along on our main story quest, which is right out to... Why is there a melon? Oh, that's someone's pet? I can't... Yeah, that is a melon. Okay then. So, we're just gonna talk to the guild master. About time Randwolf sent me a new recruit. It's been too long. I'm Berthael, Forge Master of the Blacksmiths Guild. If you're aiming to become a smithy worth the name, 'twould be my great pleasure to educate you on the finer points of the craft. Oh, the rest of these sour-faced smithies will tell you it's hard, grueling work, fit only for the best and brightest. But I say put a hammer in the hands of the willing and see what happens. What do you say then, lass? Will you swing a hammer for old Berthael? Ha! I knew I liked ye the moment I set eyes on ye. What did you say your name was again? Luna Encano, a name fit for a hero if I ever heard one. In fact, I reckon I did hear it in a bard's song once. Or was it that poor sod cursing his cups at the wench? Bah, don't matter if it was saving the world or cuckolding your husband. 'Tis time to forge yourself a new reputation, pound out a new legend, and ye can trust old Brithale to help you do it. But there I go, putting the cart before the chocobo. Here, lass, take this cross-peen hammer. A smithy without a hammer is like me without a drink. Bloody useless. Well, don't just stand there gawping at her. Take her in your hands. Have a few practice swings, whatever you fancy. She's all yours now. And... oh, wait. What I wouldn't give to be you right now, lass. A smithy never forgets his first hammer. Okay, then. So that watermelon opened up. I don't know if anybody saw that. It did. It like... and I'm using my hands to show you what it did here because, you know, you can see it. It did. Yeah, there it is. It's split in half. Okay, cool. So, I want that. By the way, I do. I want that. Can we pick? Yes. Alright, let's do the armor first, and then we'll... Another aspiring armorer, are you? Welcome. I am Hananza, Forge Master of this guild. I take it Guanaco has explained to you the history and nature of our craft. Good. I have little to add on that front, save this. The life of an armorer is not an easy one. Day after day you will pit flesh and blood against iron and flame, and without a passion for the forge you will fail. But passion alone will not make you an armorer. Whoops. To truly master this craft, you must be possessed of a will as unyielding as the metals you work. Knowing what lies before you, have you the fortitude to persevere? Duh. Ha! I see you have no fear of hard work. That is well. Consider your request to join the guild approved. But if you ever give me aught less than your best, you will be out the door before you realize my boot has connected with your backside. Are we clear on that? Good. Now that we understand each other, let us begin with the basics. What is your name? Luna. Very well, Luna. This tool is called a doming hammer. Here, grip it firmly, note its weight. Let me know when you feel comfortable with it in your hand. I'll tell you if you're holding it properly. Alright. And let's do our MSQ. The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs. Beauregard's beard. I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Consuis had trapped in there was a touch too volatile. I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. Alright, we're definitely taking that. I mean, as nice as that would be. No, this one's way better. I mean, yeah, okay. Not way better, but it's better. Alright. And while we are thinking about it, let's go ahead and equip that. Oops. What say you to taking on some work from Naldik and Vimelis? We've a great hulking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Athbrim, the head shipwright at Moraby Dry Docks. Why do I have a feeling that's not close? We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armorers Guild. but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Lanaskia. That's also where you'll find the main offices of Naldik and Vimelis. The Morabi Dry Docks is one of Limsa Lamunsa's most important districts. Oh. At least as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's aetheryte. If you've no confidence in your sense of direction, you'd be best served making use of the Chocobo Porters. First floor of the mizzenmast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city though. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your steps. Alright, let's take a quick look at the map, see if we've got anything else that we can pick up, which we should be able to pick up another... Oh, whoops. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Yep, I was saying another 2. So should be another 3 then. Alright, let's go to the Culinarians Guild. So the rest of this episode is just going to be grabbing the other jobs, classes, whatever, here in Limsa Laminsa. So if you... that is not the aetheryte crystal. So if you are not interested in watching that, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the next episode, because that's all I'm gonna do for the rest of this episode is just grab those. I'll read them, but I'm just gonna be collecting. So hopefully you stick around, but if not, I will see you in the next episode. And since you might be leaving me now, I hope you have a great day. For those of you that are sticking around, though, we're gonna go ahead. Whoops. We're gonna go ahead and grab the Culinarian Guild, and then we'll go grab the Marauder, and then we should, if we go to the lower level, we should have at least 1 more. Maybe not. Isn't there... I thought there were 3 classes that started here, but I guess not. You know what I mean, like, starter classes. But I guess not. Must be 2. Ow. Okay. I beg your pardons, good madam. This is the Culinarians Guild. If you are here to dine at the Bismarck, one of our waiters will be along shortly to show you to your... Oh, you're not a patron? Might I assume, then, that you wish to become a culinarian? If so, I wholeheartedly recommend you join the Culinarians Guild, where one may learn the culinary arts under the finest chefs in the realm. What say you? Yes. Wonderful. Then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. As you are doubtless aware, Limsa Lominsa has long been the gastronomic capital of Eorzea. The city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. The first is our proximity to the fertile lands and plentiful seas of Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bounteous produce. The second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also to foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed solely through word of mouth, and was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But that all changed when one man made it his mission to catalog every recipe of note. His name was Admiral Gulskiff Baldwinson, also known as Mast Cleaver. Thank God. The man's love of fine cuisine was such that at sea he would regularly spend as much time preparing meals in the galley as giving commands on the bridge. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and codified cooking methodology. Today, the guild carries on Baldwinson's legacy, though the scope of our endeavors has expanded significantly. Not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labor tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations with which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open to folk from all walks of life, including adventurers such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, and each member to an ingredient imparting a unique flavor. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certain to spoil the taste. Before you may take your place in the pot, you must be deemed a worthwhile addition by Guildmaster Lingsath, a man whose passion for cookery burns hotter than any oven. Before troubling him, I must warn you that ours is a truly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would be well advised to ask yourself, can I stand the heat? If you earnestly believe that you can, speak to me once more, and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. So, have you the resolve to walk the path of the culinarian? I most certainly do, sir. Wonderful! Then you must speak to Guildmaster Lingsath at once. This will come as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in Limsa Lominsa. His skill and dedication are second to none. You will find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder, keeping a watchful eye on his charges. Impress upon him your desire to learn, and he will surely find a place for you in his stew, by which I mean the guild. Alright, up the stairs yonder. Man. Alright, Guildmaster, I'm here. Well met, venturer. I take it you want to join our guild? Let's have a good look at you, then. Bah! What's an underfed whelp like you know about cooking? Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon, never mind a skillet. Ha ha! I jest. It don't take muscle to be a culinarian, else it don't even take talent. At least not on its own. No, lass, more than anything else, becoming a good cook boils down to passion. If you got that, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it? Yes. Yes, I do. That's the spirit. Your passion for the culinary arts is plain to see. And you'll be needing every bit of it if you want to become a master culinarian. Why, if mastery was a 12-course dinner, I'd hardly have finished the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton, and passion's the only thing what gets us through the gristly bits. But enough talk. What do you call yourself? Well then, Luna, welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present ye with your very own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it'll more'n serve a novice like yourself. Now then, let's see whether you can tell which end's which. Aye, I know. I said you'd struggle to lift a spoon, but you've won me over. Now, show me you can hold a skillet, and I'll get you started on your first stack. Alright. Man, getting tired. Let's see. There's another quest over somewhere. Nope, not the journal, the map. Up that way. We're gonna go grab Marauder next. I mean, it kind of seems dumb, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it, because it's gonna shave few seconds off of the trip, I guess. Oh man, I really thought that there was. Excuse me, I really thought there was another like starting class out here. I thought it was Summoner. Summoner. Arcanist. Marauder. And I thought there was another caster that started here, but I guess not. Well, no, because Thaumaturge doesn't start here. What have I done? Pay attention. Oh there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Not really, actually. Any axe worth wielding needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade what can chop clean through a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and brutal force. If you're of a mind to make the Marauder's art your life's work, then our guild welcomes you with open arms. What say ye, lass? Keen to join the ranks? Yes, give me the history lesson. Well then, here's a bit of guild history, so you know what you're getting into. It all started with ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. But any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe is perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about ye. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits. And that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. After the Galadian Accord was signed, after the Galadian Accord was signed, though, the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats, neither. They were warriors that sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. Still keen, are ye? Think it over, then let me know if you decide to join our ranks. Yes. You've decided, then? You're ready to join the Marauders Guild? Alright, then. All that needs doing now is to speak to the Axe Master himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. Come on now. There we go. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Wernzowen, his name. Wernzowen's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to ye. He is quite a large man, isn't he? Yes, I'm Wernzowen, Axemaster, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blothoda, but once more, shall I challenge your commitment? Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Yes, I am. Very well. Your name? Attend me well, then, Luna. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the marauder is a jagged and perilous one. If the blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own. I present to you this axe as a symbol of your commitment. Your first lesson shall be how to hold it. Now grip the haft with both hands and set yourself in a solid stance. Alright. So now we have that. And I just quickly want to just take a real quick look at the map and make sure we're not missing anything. Because I swear I thought there was another main... Because we got the Arcanist Guild. That's Fisherman. We're at the Marauders Guild. I guess not. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's it. Alright, so let's see. Where are we headed next for this? Journal. Map. Okay. Wow. Okay, so if we go here, that puts us not too far. Alright. So I will travel there off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you so very much for watching. We very much appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next episode.